How's it going, Yankee fans? The Yankees just executed a trade for Kansas City Royals outfielder Andrew Benintendi. Now, we've been waiting for general manager Brian Cashman to make a move, and he finally has after Aaron Judge struggled today. The entire Yankee team struggled with runners in scoring position today, following a sweep from the Mets. Not something you want to see immediately after Jack Curry of Yes Network announces that they get Andrew Benintendi, and they're just preparing to go play the Royals. So it's going to be perfect timing for him to switch those jerseys over, get some outfield reps with his Yankee team in a 4-game stretch against his former team, and hopefully help us out, man. Like the starting pitching has been inconsistent lately. The hitting with runners in scoring position has been inconsistent lately. He's elite in that category. I can't wait to talk about a little bit more. Ryan, how are you doing today, and how are you feeling about this trade?
So first off, I'm feeling great. Being in Florida, nice recording some, nice warm weather, nice heat, temperature controlled weather, not burning hot sun in Florida. But Benintendi, man, he is, I'm not going to sit here and tell you Benintendi's a superstar player or he is like a Juan Soto type player. We're obviously not suggesting that. But he's taken away at bats from Donaldson and Gallo, who have been black holes in that lineup, right? Because you could put DJ at third, Glaber at second, IKF at short, Rizzo at first. You can put Stanton. Stanton, Benintendi, or Hicks, Judge, and Benintendi in the outfield, or Stanton, Benintendi, and Judge in the outfield, and DH Hicks, or whatever you want to do. But you can start sitting Donaldson and Gallo more, right? You can start sitting guys who aren't putting up good at bats way more. And before people sit here and say, "Oh, the Yankees did some big moves," Andrew Benintendi. Oh, I saw a lot of people in the comment section on previous videos. Oh, he's a rental. He's a rental. He's a rental. This is a win now team, right? We saw that this team needs to go out and make trades. They need to go out and get better. This is a really good team, and this team needs to get better because this team can go and win a World Series, and we want to make improvements. And Benintendi takes a bats away from bad hitters. He is a good hitter, right? 126 WRC plus this season. He projects, according to Zips and Steamer, to finish, go the rest of the way with an OPS well over league average. If you wanted to say that Benintendi's power's down, I think it's really interesting that he slugs way more on the road. His OPS on the road as a Royal has been well over 800. His slugging percentage is over 400 as a Royal. 14 of his last 20-something home runs and all that as a Royal have come on the road. So, that short right field, I know he doesn't pull the ball much this year, but, if he gets a couple pulled fly balls down the line, you could see some extra home runs there. And if he doesn't change anything, he's going to have a 360, 370 on base. And that's really useful, right? Hicks, I like Hicks because he gets on base. I'm going to like Benintendi because he gets on base. He's got okay speed, not a great base runner. He doesn't make the greatest decisions, but the Yankees have kind of taken that with a lot of guys who've made pretty bad base running decisions in the past and have helped them make better base running decisions. So we'll see there, but the Yankees didn't give up much. Sakema, Way, Champlain. Champlain was a 9th round pick last year. Beck Way, former pick into the 2020 draft. And then Sakema was a 1st round pick in a couple years ago, but his injuries have slowed him down. So Yankees traded 3 lottery ticket guys. A lot of these guys, guys you're going to lose in the 4 or 5 draft anyways. So the Yankees traded guys they had to expend for an impact player. If you're a Yankee fan sitting back and you're angry about this, let's wake up a little bit, right? If we're worried about him playing against Toronto, Heyman just reported the Blue Jays are still interested. There's an assumption that he'll get vaccinated. So whatever your concerns are, concerned about regression, you concern that with any player you acquire. So this isn't any different with any player. If he regresses, he regresses. Oh, well. You have Hicks there. It's not like you don't have backups, right? But, I mean, good Lord. The Yankees got better, right? Yankee fans kind of calm down a little bit. The Yankees got better today.
They absolutely did, and they needed it badly. Joey Gallo, you watched him against Edwin Diaz yesterday, and he was just an automatic out. Now, they needed someone that could hit with runners in scoring position, as I mentioned before. And this season, he's been absolutely lethal in that category, right? He's hitting 298. I believe. Let me make sure these numbers are right here because I do want to get you guys the absolute best because this is a guy that's going to help tremendously when it comes to games like tonight where you just can't get guys in, and he's hitting 294 with runners in scoring position with a 38% on base rate, 30 RBIs and 14 walks. If you're looking for a guy who's going to help in that area, he's the one you want to look at. Now he's hitting tremendously. He does not whiff a lot. He has a batting average of 340 against fastballs, 300 against breaking balls, and 291 against off-speed pitches, with a whiff rate of only a high of 22.9% against breaking balls. The guy makes a monstrous amount of contact. He does not strike out a lot at all, with just a 13.5% strikeout rate and a 10% walk rate. Like you said before, if he can pull those balls a little bit more to the short right porch in Yankee Stadium, he can probably increase that home run total a bit. He had 17 last year and only 3 this year so far, mainly because His fly ball ratio isn't awful at 32%, but it's the home run to fly ball ratio that's really dropped to 3.2% from 10.5% last year. So that's not exactly what you want to see. But if he can rope those into the right field corner there in Yankee Stadium, I do believe that he could get some extra homers on base. But he also has 4 doubles in the left corner of ballparks, which is pretty impressive. His spray chart, man, is everywhere. The guy hits the ball equally to every single portion of the field, which is really exciting because you can't play the shift against him. You know what I mean? That's something that Joey Gallo gets bitten with all the time. You just play the shift against him, and most of the time he's gonna hit it right too if he's not hitting a homer, if he hits it at all. But how important is it, do you think, that Andrew Benintendi can spray the ball all over the field? Does not, the shift is not going to impact him whatsoever. He's going to offer a lot to this team in terms of with runners in scoring position. Like you said, not the best base runner, but overall a tremendous player who's going to help this team.
So, BABIP is a skill, right? I think some people look at the high BABIP for Benintendi and say he's a regression candidate. BABIP is a skill, right? Like you mentioned, spraying the ball across the field, that is a skill, right? You can learn how to have a high batting average on balls in play, right? Like you just have ideal spray charts, right? You think ground balls the other way or pulled fly balls or whatever it may be, or a large amount of line drives, whatever category you kind of slide into, there's a way to learn how to have a higher BABIP. And Benintendi does have that. And, I still do have some faith in his power. The hardest hit ball of his career track came this year. His max exit velocity of 109.8 miles per hour is the hardest hit ball of his entire career. The hard hit rates are a little bit lower, but the exit velocity is still pretty similar to what it was last year. The hard hit rates are a little bit better than his career averages. So, is it going to be, right field in Kansas City is a hellhole. He literally pulling the ball would be bad for him there. In the air. And that's kind of hard to say for me because I think pulling the ball in the air is probably the most important thing a hitter can do, or the best thing a hitter can do. But, it's right field there is cavernous, right? 380, 390, like that's how you hit a home run there. And hitting the ball 380 feet is really fucking difficult, or really freaking difficult. I'm sorry. But in Yankee Stadium, it's a lot easier, right? You can hit a ball 325 feet and yet you're going to get a home run. So I do 100% like the fact that he doesn't pull a lot of ground balls. I think hitting the ground balls the other way is very, very good, but I do want to see him when he elevates, kind of get around the ball a little bit, right? Let's try to put the ball in the seats there. It's not going to cause him to whiff too much more, I'd imagine. If it does, you'll sacrifice a few more whiffs, just a small amount, just a smidge. You don't want it to change too much because what he's doing right now is successful. That's another thing, right? Whatever he's doing right now is working, right? He made an adjustment from last year. He started pulling the ball less. He started hitting the ball the other way. It worked for him. And if it works for him and it continues to give him the best results, I'm not going to tell him to change his approach. I'm not asking Benintendi to come here and be a different player. I'm just asking Benintendi, hey, this ballpark plays a little bit more to what you were doing last year, and you can continue to still do what you did this year, but let's just kind of bring back some more pulled fly balls. Let's get some ball in the seats because this is a hitter who really helps the Yankee lineup. This is not a guy you're asking to be a 3 hitter. You have your 2, 3, and 4 hitters. That's Judge, Rizzo, and Stanton. That's set in stone. Maybe the Yankees don't get Soto now, but I think Soto was kind of a pipe dream. Yes, the Yankees are interested, but, even then, does Benintendi pull you out of a Soto deal? I don't really think he does. I think it was just more realistic for the Yankees to get Benintendi and Castillo. I always thought, and Happ was always an option too, but Ian Happ and Andrew Benintendi have similar WRC pluses, play similar defense. I'm not really too moved by Happ compared to Benintendi considering the price tags. But like you said, man, the spray charts are pretty nice for him. He sprays the ball over the field, but maybe he pulls a couple more fly balls and gets some more home runs. But right now he's succeeding. So whatever he's doing right now, keep doing it. Make a couple minor tweaks, but I'm just happy that we got better. There's not much else for me to say other than I'm happy we got better. Small adjustments here or there, sure, for Benintendi. But if you're a Yankee fan, you're sitting back again, you're being miserable. Yankees didn't get this guy or that guy. The Yankees got better. That's all that matters. They got better. They give up
nothing at the end of the day. They give up just straight up lottery picks. These guys likely will end up being nothing. Maybe Beckway ends up becoming a decent relief pitcher, but Benintendi, like you said, we don't need him to be the second hitter in the lineup. He can do a lot of things for you. If Judge has a day off, he can hit second. If Rizzo has a day off, he can hit third. He can hit 6th or 7th, and he gets on base a ton. So this is a great situation for the Yankees. They got better, as you mentioned, but this isn't over. The general manager, Brian Cashman, is not finishing here. We have a couple days left until the deadline hits on August 2nd. We have to imagine they will be making some more moves. This was an interesting timing because the Yankees are about to play Kansas City. Clearly, they wanted him on the way so that he could just jump in right into it and kind of just get right involved. I imagine he'll be starting tomorrow. or at least on Friday at the very latest. So excited about this guy. Andrew Benintendi is making the outfield better. He's a tremendous player, good defender. I'm excited to see what Brian Cashman comes up with in the coming days here. Would love to hear perspectives below on the YouTube comments. As always, my friends, make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys on the next Fireside Yankees episode.